Brahma Gururvishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Yesterday we had a small discussion on the meaning of yoga and the pathways which will lead to yoga. In course of that discussion, we came across some terms like Upanishads, Dharma, Shastra, like that. But thus to your point, if such words are elaborated a little more, it will be better for you. So I think we can a little more discuss about such terms as Upanishads, Dharma, Shastra, like that. See, Upanishads, commonly known as Vedanta, is the final words of Vedas. It is the conclusion. It is the last word of Veda. Then what is Veda? The meaning of Veda is knowledge. Meaning of Veda is knowledge. It comes from the root vidu jnane. In the Paniniya Dhatu Patha, there is a root vidu jnane. That means the meaning of the root vid is to know. To know. So Veda is knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of everything. There is not a single branch of knowledge which is not discussed in Vedas. Not that all the branches of knowledge is elaborated well, no. But we can see in some places of Veda detailed descriptions of different branches of knowledge, whereas in some places we can see some hints. However, the meaning of Veda is knowledge. When it is derived from the root vidu jnane. Why we are saying so? There are so many other meanings also. The basic or primary meaning is knowledge. Knowledge of the world. Knowledge about the uniting factor which is holding everything together. Knowledge about the basic cause of all manifestations, and knowledge about oneself. All these are as discussed in Veda. And the meaning of Vedanta is the end of knowledge. Anta means end. So Vedanta means the end of knowledge. In the present day world, one man comes and says, it is the end of knowledge. Those who are hearing him may think he is a mad one. He is a crazy man. Because we are thinking there is no end to knowledge. There cannot be an end to knowledge. There will not be an end to knowledge. Because as much we inquire or as much we study, so much we have to go further. That is our experience when we are studying different branches of knowledge. For example, just an imagination. Just imagine. I met a young boy. I asked him, what's your name, boy? This is my name. What are you doing? I am studying in high school. In my 10th grade I am studying. What subjects you are studying? So many. He details. I am studying science. I am studying mathematics. I am studying social science. I am studying economics. I am studying history. And so many languages. Hearing all these, I thought he is a man of knowledge. He knows everything. But still, I asked him to learn well. I wished all success to him. After 1.5 years, I met him again. I asked, oh my boy, so now you are doing your pre-university. So you may be knowing more. Then he replied, no, Swami. Now I am studying only science, nothing else. No social science? No. No economics, history? No. Only science. I was a little sad with him. But still I wished all success and asked him to learn well. After 3 years I heard he is a final year degree student. I thought he may be knowing more. So I approached him. I asked him, oh my man, what subject you are studying? What do you know? As an expert in science? No, Swami. I am studying zoology and I know only about moving creatures. No history? No. No economics? No. Nothing. Even nothing about plants. Only about zoos I am studying. I was so sad with him. But still, outwardly, I wished him all success and asked him to learn well. After 2 years, I heard he is doing his post-graduation. And he is studying for MSc. So I thought he may be knowing more. Because he is a master of science. And when I approached, he said, no, Swami. Now I know only about 6-legged creatures. Arthropoda, nothing else. Nothing? No. Only about arthropoda I am studying. 6-legged creatures. I don't know why he is not studying about 4-legged or 2-legged creatures. I was so sad with him. Still I wished him all success and asked him to learn well. Now after 3 years I heard he is doing his doctorate. So he is going to get his PhD soon. So he is going to become a doctor of philosophy. So he may be knowing more. I thought, I approached him. Oh man, what is the subject matter of your studies and research? Then he said, Oh Swami, my thesis is about the back legs of a particular species of, particular type of arthropoda. See? I was fully desperate with it. This man who is going to get his PhD, doing research about the back legs of a particular type of arthropoda. Then I asked him, why you left his front legs? Oh Swami, about that front legs, one scholar has done his PhD and he got doctorate from Los Angeles University. He was so sad. I didn't wish him success. I didn't ask him to learn well. And I returned to ashram. See, this is only an imagination. But when the field of study goes higher, the scope becomes narrow and narrow. That is how we are envisaging about studies. As much we go high, so much the scope becomes lower and lower, narrow and narrow. That means the end of knowledge, there is no such a thing. As much we learn, so much remains. So there is no end to knowledge. Then one man coming and saying Vedanta means the end of knowledge. How it can be? Can there be an end to knowledge? Yes. Vedanta is the end of knowledge. How? See, in two ways we can explain this question. We can get an answer through two types of analysis. Here, this stand is here, on which this microphone is. I said this is a steel rod. I am saying I don't know what it is. I am imagining that is steel. And it is shaped with this. It's a pipe. So it's a steel pipe. And at present the steel pipe is here. It is holding this microphone. And there is no doubt it yields. But my questioning mind is go on questioning. How this is existing? Then my chemistry friends, he gives explanation. Steel is made of iron and carbon. A particular amount of carbon and iron mixed together becomes steel. Oh, is it so? If it is so, steel is not always steel. When we are bifurcating into its ingredient parts, there is no steel at all. But there is iron and there is carbon. Take iron. I am saying iron is. But I know Iron is there only up to atomic level. When I go still further, there is no iron. There are different types of subatomic particles. So iron is there, or iron is iron only up to atomic level. When I go to subatomic level, there is no iron. So I was saying iron is, but now I understand iron is not iron always. It is only a manifested plane. Before that manifestation there was no iron, and only up to a certain point that iron is there. Then what is there? There are subatomic particles. And if I go still further, I will find out all these forms or manifestations of matter are nothing but manifestation of energy. Only manifestation of energy, nothing else. There is no matter in the final analysis. And what about energy? See, Veda declares, Upanishad declares, both these forms, that is energy and matter, are nothing but manifestation of one final truth, existence. It is well explained in Upanishad. Thousands and thousands of years ago, Rishis declared unto world, both this energy and matter are nothing but manifestation of the final existence, which they called Ishvara. So all these existences, in the final state, it is nothing but existence absolute, which in Sanskrit is called Sat. Sat. Absolute existence. There is no differentiation of name and form, of this world and the other world, of God and man, nothing, no differentiation at all. It is the final, supreme existence absolute. When we come to the manifested plane, so many manifestations are there, and so many aspects of manifestations are there. And to analyze these different aspects of manifestations, different sciences are there. Different types of or different branches of science are there to analyze different aspects of manifestation. Whether it be zoology or botany or chemistry or whatever it be. But the absolute existence, that is one without a second. One without a second. And the knowledge of that absolute existence is the end of knowledge. When we go for knowledge of different manifested planes, it will vary, it is different. Thousands and thousands of branches of knowledge are there. Still they will develop. As our technology goes further, newer and newer branches of knowledge will be added. But the knowledge of absolute existence, that is the end of knowledge and is called Vedanta. On the end of knowledge, Vedanta. There is one explanation. And the other is, see, I am seeing this world. I am in this world. In this waking state and in the dream state, this world is existing. The world is around me. I am in the world. And when I am analyzing this world and studying different aspects of this world, there is no end to those branches of knowledge. Because I am seeing you, I am seeing this, I am seeing that. So many manifestations I am seeing. And I am in this world. There is no end to knowledge when I am taking the knowledge as different aspects of this manifested plane. But see, I am seeing all this. In the waking state and in the dream state, I am experiencing this world. I am the experiencer. And I know I am one and the same. Experiences differs both in waking and dream state. These states are varied. But the experiencer, the seer, I am one and the same. Who am I? What is my real nature? This knowledge, the knowledge of the observer, knowledge of the seer, it is one. It is the end of knowledge. Whereas the knowledge of the seen, knowledge of the observed, it differs. There are thousands and thousands of branches to that knowledge. Whereas knowledge of the seer, knowledge of the observer, knowledge of myself, that is the end of knowledge. Because I am knowing all this. See, in these two ways, we can understand the meaning Vedanta, end of knowledge. End of knowledge. There is a question in one of the major Upanishads. There, a seeker goes to a man of knowledge, Guru, and asks a question. His question was, Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. This was his question. This comes in Mundaka Upanishad. This is one of the major Upanishads, Mundaka Upanishad. And therein comes this question. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. O Bhagavan. Bhagavan means knower of everything. All-knowing one. O Bhagavan. What is that knowledge? Knowing which everything will be known. What is that knowledge? Knowing which everything else will be known. If such a knowledge is there, we can become all-knowing ones. What is that knowledge? As a reply to this question, Guru explains. And actually, that is Vedanta. That is the end of knowledge. So in common language, Upanishad is called Vedanta. It is the most famous name. Vedanta, end of knowledge. We knew The meaning of Vedanta is end of knowledge. Then what is the meaning of Upanishad? You see, still, just understand, if Veda is the knowledge about all this phenomenal existence and that which is beyond, the sum total or the summary or the conclusion is given to us in the part which is called Upanishads. The meaning of Upanishad is, see, the term Upanishad comes from the root Sad, which means going, perishing, and perishing or vanishing, we can say. And there are two prefixes, Upa and Ni. The meaning of prefix Upa means near. The meaning of the prefix Ni is fully. So the term Upanishad means that knowledge attaining which, how near, very near, attaining which very near, that is within oneself, knowing which within oneself, how fully, without any doubt, we are reaching or we are going to the final destination or the final goal of human life. And all the ignorance vanishes. That knowledge is Upanishad. Realizing within fully, we reach the goal of human life. Or all our ignorance and all producers of ignorance vanishes. That knowledge is Upanishad. Then comes a question, what is the goal of human life? What is the goal? If we ask to different persons, answers we will get, of course, they will be different. One may say this, one may say that. If we think within, what is our goal? What is the goal of human life? What you will reply? Some may say, I want to reach heaven, without knowing what is heaven. Some may say, I want to reach Vaikuntha. If you are asking to a Vaishnava, they will say, I want to reach Vaikuntha. If you go and ask to a Shaiva, he will reply, I want to reach Kailasa. And I want to reach heaven. That is the final abode, final goal. I cannot accept all these views. Because you reach heaven, or you reach Kailasa, or you reach Vaikuntha only after your death. Then how do you know you reach there? And who wrote about all these things? Whether it is Hindu, whether it is Christian, whether it is Islam, whoever it be. Those wrote about heaven and hell, they wrote from here only. They wrote from earth only, living here, not after that. Some months back, I was giving a lecture, and after that lecture, question answer session came, and one man came forward and asked a question. Swami, please, can you explain about heaven? Please. Then I replied, I can. But there are three conditions. One, I must die. Two, you must also die. And third condition is we must meet together. Then only I can explain about heaven. Because I am living in this world. I am a common man who is moving in this world. I am still living. I didn't die. Then how can I understand about heaven? I do not know anything about heaven or hell. Because I know about this world. I am living here. After that we can discuss about heaven and hell. So, leave those things. Vaikuntha, Kailasa, Swarga, all these things. Come to practical world and answer to this question, what is my God? If we are asking to an Indian or an American or an European, there is only one answer where everybody will unite together. There is no difference of opinion. What is that answer? I want happiness. I want happiness. I want to get rid of all sorrows. I want to get rid of all sorrows. I want happiness. What type of happiness I want? For example, if a man is sitting fully hungry without any food, he is sad. If I approach him and offer a package of Vedanta teaching, he will decline. No, I don't want your Vedanta. I want a little food. Because I am hungry. If he gets good food, he is happy. He is happy. But after some time, hunger comes again, and he is sad again. A thirsty man, he requires water, something to drink. He is happy. But after some time, thirst will come again, and sorrow follows. So all the happiness we are getting out of finite objects, physical objects, are temporary. There is happiness. We cannot say there is no happiness. Yes, there is happiness. But that happiness is temporary. Only for a short time. After that it goes. So we are in search of happiness again. Again and again, we are in search of happiness. So what is that ultimate happiness? What is that absolute happiness which we call bliss? How I can attain that in this life, not after this life? Leave that aspect. After that life, I don't know what it is. What it will be, I don't know. I am not at all interested at all. I am living in this world and I want ultimate happiness in this life, here. Or I want to get rid of all sorrows. All sorrows. If I am getting rid of one sorrow, another will come. Then if somehow I got rid of that, then another will come. That is the nature of this world. So how I can get rid of all sorrows in this life, here? If I am saying that is the goal of human beings, nobody will say no. Whether you are American or Indian or European or Japanese, wherever you live. Or I am a Hindu, I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, no difference. Everybody wants this. And see, Vedanta is science. It is the science to have ultimate happiness, which we call bliss in this life. Tairadi Shokam, Tairadi Papman. That is the science. It is the manual, actually it is the manual, life's manual. Once, when I was a small boy, one man, he purchased a radio set, a big one, even now I am remembering, from Persia. In those countries, Gulf countries, they are called Persia. Not a single country, all the countries. Whether you are coming from Saudi Arabia or whether you are coming from UAE, Indians call Persia. So this man bought this big transistor set from Persia, and the whole village assembled there in his house to see this, how it performs. Then he explained, when I put a button on, this will start singing. You will hear so many songs, this, that. So with high expectation, everybody was there around his home. And he put his machine's plug into the socket and he put it on, the switch on. Only a sound we heard and a light, finished, nothing else. Nothing else. It was burnt. What happened, In India, our electric supply is 240 or 230, 220 to 250 volt. Whereas in the Gulf countries, it is 110 volts. So when we purchase some electric or electronic gadgets from Gulf countries, we have to read the manual, you see. There it will be written in the block letters. Before using, you must change it to 240. So this man gave money, he purchased the set, he bought and brought to India, but he didn't read the manual. This happens with us all. we got this precious instrument. This precious, most precious instrument in the world. What is that? This human body. This we got. Even devatas are below us. If gods are there, they are below us as far as knowledge is concerned. As far as happiness is concerned, devatas are higher than human beings. But when knowledge is concerned, human beings are higher than devatas. That great birth, that great instrument we got. And if we do not know the manual, how to make this function, how to use this instrument, what will happen? Just imagine what happened to that man. That is happening to the world. Even after having human birth, even after having human body, how we are ruining it. We cannot imagine. We need not imagine. So we must have a manual with us. How to use this. Actually, Upanishads are the best manuals we can have in this world. How to use this practically to reach the final goal, that is bliss in this life, now, here. Because what will be there hereafter, I don't know. I don't know. But I know I am here in this world now. So this manual clearly states the way to final goal, that is ultimate happiness, which is called bliss in this life now. There is no doubt in that. Because experiencing that bliss, Rishis exhorted to the world, and there was no doubt in their words. There is no a trace of doubt in their word. Because those words, they spontaneously came from their heart, from their own experience. You can see these exhortations of Vedanta in all great teachers of the world. Not that Vedanta was there only in Bharat, no. In the teaching of all great teachers, we can see this Vedanta. Upanishads are fully filled with Vedanta. And if you take Bible, in the New Testament, there is Sermon on the Mount. That is Vedanta. That is Vedanta. This is Vedantic teaching. So, in different texts of the world, in Buddha's teachings, you can see Vedanta, some here and there. In the teachings of all great men, there was Vedanta. But Upanishads are nothing but fully Vedanta. It is separated for us. It is given to us. And so, Upanishads are Vedanta text which elaborates the way to reach at the final destination, which is nothing but bliss. So what is the way taught there? What is the way taught in there to reach that goal? It is realizing oneself. See, we are for happiness. We are searching here and there. We are running in this world in search of happiness. But Upanishads declares or proclaims, you are the very embodiment of bliss. You are the very embodiment of bliss. But not knowing that, we are moving here and there in search of happiness. See? The embodiment of bliss, moving here and there for happiness. What a pity it is. How this can be explained? I am the embodiment of bliss. No. I am having this sorrow. I am having this tension. I am having this stress. Swami, you do not know what my condition is. Then you are saying we are the embodiment of bliss. How it can be? Vedanta has no doubt. Vedanta declares we are the embodiment of bliss, Ananda. We are Ananda. How? Just you analyze. Just you ask one question. Only one question you ask and find out the answer. Question is a simple question, so answer must be simple. Not complicate the matter. Question is very simple. Whom do you love most? This is the question. Whom do you love most? Whom? My husband, my daughter, my son, my wife? No. All these are utter lies. Then whom? How love myself most. No? Yes. I love myself most. I am loving me. And that is the ultimate love. I am loving me most. I am loving myself. Which me? Oh Swami, what a question you are asking. Which me? I am only one. Still that question comes, which me? I am loving me most. There is no doubt. If somebody has any doubt, you can ask. I am saying I am loving me most. If there is any difference of opinion, you can express that now itself. No. I am loving my father, of course. I am loving my daughter. I am loving my son. I am loving my husband, wife, my country, my friends. Of course, all these are true. But I am loving me most. Which me? See, there was a man. He had diabetes. Still he was eating sugar. He was living. Doctor advised him repeatedly, no, you must take care. Diabetes, it is going up, shooting up. So you must be careful in life, your life pattern. But this man paid no attention at all. Finally, for namesake, a small cut came on his leg. He applied some medicines. He took some medicines, but of no use. Slowly, it came up, and the whole leg was red and black. And with much pain, he approached the doctor. Then the doctor said, "Oh, I gave a hint to you, but you didn't pay attention at all. Now there is only one way for me. Get ready for amputation. There is no other way. There is only one way, amputate your leg." This man becomes so sad. Amputating my leg, cutting it away. No, please, doctor. Oh, if you love your leg more than yourself, then you can die. Dying? No, please save me, doctor. I don't want to die. Then you get ready to cut it. This man, sad within, outwardly give permission. Yes, doctor, you can amputate it. Take another example. The doctor says, "Oh man, you are too late. What can I do? I can give you one medicine. It will cure you, there is no doubt. But what, doctor? You will lose your eyesight 100%. You will become blind." Oh, becoming blind? No, I don't want to become blind. I don't want to become blind. Oh, in that case you can die. Get ready to die. There is no other way. Oh doctor, I don't want to die. Please save me. In that case, you must take this medicine. Then, in that case, he will accept that medicine. He will accept blindness. There is no doubt in that, because he wants to save himself. And take a third example. Doctor says, "Oh, you are too late. What to do? Your condition is not at all good. Still I can give you one medicine, and I am sure you will be cured." Then please give that, doctor. No. If you take that medicine, you will become mad. No, I don't want to become a madman. No, I don't want. Then get ready to die. No, doctor, I don't want to die. Please save me. In that case, you will become mad. Yes, I am ready. Take that medicine. Because, see, in the first example, it was the case of leg, that means karmendriya, organ of action. In the second example, it was eye, sense of knowledge. And in the third example, it was mind, part of inner instruments. We are ready to get rid of all these to save ourselves. That means, I am loving me more than karmendriyas. I am loving me more than jnanendriyas. I am loving me more than mind and intellect. So I am loving me more. Which is not karmendriyas, which is not jnanendriyas, which is not mind, intellect and other instruments. And Just think who this I is. That is Atma. So our real nature, the real nature of our Atma is nothing but bliss. Why? That which gives us happiness, we love. We love that object which gives us happiness. And here in this example, I am loving me most. So my real nature is nothing but that of bliss. In another way also we can analyze this. See, we are in the waking state. Now we are in the waking state. We are experiencing this world with our senses of knowledge. We are experiencing this world. Slowly we go to the next plane. That is Swapna. That means a dream state. There is the world. In the dream world also there is world. There is friend and enemy. In the Swapna also there is India and Europe. All these worlds are there, but in a subtle form, not in the gross plane. And I am experiencing that. I am experiencing that. There are happiness, there are sorrows in both these worlds. The world of waking state, the world of dream state. And slowly I am going to the third world, or third plane of existence. What is that? Deep sleep. Deep sleep. After traveling through the plane of dream, I reaches the plane of deep sleep, Sushupti. What is my experience there? We are all experiencing daily. Daily we are experiencing that, no? Yes. What is our experience in that plane? Nothing but happiness, bliss. There is no father, there is no mother, there is no husband, there is no wife, no children, this, that, nothing. But I armed, I was there, and I was experiencing happiness, bliss. That we can remember in our waking state. I was experiencing happiness then, in my deep sleep. There was no other subject-object relations or differentiations. Only I existed. And the experience was happiness. That is why Upanishad says, our real nature is that of bliss. There is no doubt in that. Then comes a question. If our real nature is that of bliss, why we are not experiencing that? Why we are running for happiness here and there? We are running to temples, we are running to ashrams, we are running to clubs and pubs, we are running to yoga camps, we are running to Vedanta classes. All are running for happiness, no? Yes, we are running for happiness, there is no doubt in that. When going to a bar to have some alcohol, he also is going for happiness. One who is going to learn Vedanta from an ashram, he also is going for happiness. One who is practiced yoga, he is also going for happiness. Why? If we are really bliss, absolute, why we are not recognizing that? And why we are running here and there for happiness? This question is there. See, a father or a mother goes to the school of his kid or her kid. When he or she went to that classroom, all the children in that classroom were chanting one poem in one voice. In one voice, all the children, all the students of that class were chanting one poem, reciting one poem together in one voice. Imagine there was 30 students in that class. All the 30 students were reciting in one voice. Then question comes, will the father or mother hear the voice of his or her child? Yes, they are hearing. Will they recognize or identify the voice of his or her child? No. Why? Because all the 30 students are chanting or reciting together. All the voices, 30 voices are together. So you cannot differentiate your kid's voice. He or she is hearing. Because within that voice there was or there is the voice of his or her child. So he or she is hearing, but not identifying, differentiating, understanding. This is the problem. Our real nature is nothing but bliss, but we are not differentiating that. Instead, we are identifying with so many instruments. I am this body. When I am this body, I am Swami Chidananda Puri. When I am this body, I am a man. When I am this body, I am of the age of this much years. And when this body, I am Indian. I am this, I am that, I am white, I am black. I am a man, I am a woman. So many false identifications. So many superimpositions are there, and I am not differentiating myself from these instruments. Just as the mother, even after hearing her child's voice, is not differentiating. The same is the case with me. Because of all these false identifications and superimpositions, I am not differentiating myself from these instruments. This is the problem, and this is the only problem. So, we have to understand what my real nature is and what are the qualities, the natures or specifications of these instruments, and how to differentiate this body, mind, intellect complex from me. And how I can differentiate? What are the techniques for that? There is a science. And that science is Vedanta or Upanishads. So, what is the way taught in Upanishads to reach that bliss is differentiating ourselves from instruments. For that, we must know our real nature and the nature of our instruments. Vedanta is a science which is explaining all these aspects. So, when we go for a serious study of Vedanta, we will realize how this can be. For that, so many acharyas, so many teachers, great teachers, rishis, those realized persons, they taught the world. They exhorted their experiences. And thereby, there are so many texts of Vedanta. Vedanta is one. Upanishad is one. But when it is taught to the world by different acharyas, so many texts are there. Many. We cannot go and study all these texts. So most important one we can go and study. Major Upanishads are 10 in number. And even they are summarized again in Bhagavad Gita. And how to enter into the study of these Upanishads, so many acharyas, so many teachers helps us. So there is a tradition, so there is a system of study. If we go into that tradition, into that system, we can reach the heart of Upanishads. There is no doubt. It will lead us to the ultimate happiness in this life. There is no doubt in that. There is no meaning in one man's talk. We can continue with our question answer session. There were some papers here. Whatever you want to ask, you can ask. There is no limitation, no hesitation, nothing. You can ask whatever you want to ask. If I know the reply, I will reply. Otherwise, I will say I don't know. So don't make questions. Don't hesitate to ask also. You can give me. Then afterwards you can collect more.
Yesterday.
We can take the first,
right. And then the other ones. Any questions?
What does being a monk mean in a practical way? See, in the Upanishads, there are so many occasions, we cannot elaborate all, but one or two I can elaborate here. In Upanishad, there is a mantra, Putro me syad. Let me have a son. Let me have a son. Why a son? In the Veda, there is the reply. To win this world. Listen, this world. To win this world, you must have children. Only through children you can win this world. Yes. For that, you must go and marry. So next mantra comes, Jaya me syad. Let me have a Jaya. Why you are not translating the word Jaya? There is only one translation, and that is wife. Let me have a wife. If it is Bharya, then it is wife. If it is Dharam, then also it is wife. If it is Jaya, then also it is wife. Because in English all are wife. Whereas Jaya means one who is giving you progeny. That is the meaning of Jaya. So Jaya me syat. Let me have a wife who will give me a son. So now two things accomplished. Wife and then child. According to Vedic law, now he can do yajnas and he can have the other worlds through yajnas. Through performing yajnas, sacrifices, he can get the heaven, the other world. So two worlds hooked. This world, the salvation is all right. Now he received the other world also. And there is another world, the world of gods, divine world, Divya. How I can reach that? Then Veda says, only through deeper worships, Upasana, you can reach that. Then he starts doing Upasanas to reach that. So, three worlds. One, this world, and the heaven, and those worlds above heaven. For getting this world, he is doing this and that. So many sacrifices, so many actions. And then comes a thought within. What I will get from these words? After all, these are words. These are lokas. I will not get final bliss out of this world. I cannot get bliss from this world because bliss is my nature. It is not something to be received from other worlds. So when this realization comes, he is not at all interested in the activities to get this world or the other worlds. He renounces all. Kim prajaya karishyamo yesham noyam atmayam lokaha. Such a mantra is there in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. I have no business with this. When this knowledge comes within, naturally detachment comes. Detachment from all objects of the world. And as a result of that detachment, as a spontaneous development or a natural development, renunciation comes. That is how one becomes a monk, according to Upanishads. So when one is detached from the entangles of the world, not this world alone, this world and the other worlds, this earth, this heaven and all. When that renunciation is complete within, that is the stepping stone to sannyasa. That is how one becomes monk. There is an instance in another Upanishad. That's also in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There was a great scholar by name Yajnavalkya. He was a great scholar, Yajnavalkya. He was a very wealthy man also. He was a great scholar. And one day, he called his wife. He had two wives. Maitreyi and Kartiyayani. So he called Maitreyi. Maitreyi, I am going to accept sannyasa. This Maharshi said. So, I am going to divide my wealth into two parts. So much wealth he had. So I am going to divide this into two parts and I am giving to you. Both of you can take this wealth and I am going without anything. Then this Maitreyi asked, you are renouncing all these things in search of something else. I want that only. Let Kartiyayani take all your wealth. I don't want any wealth. I don't want your wealth. Let Kartiyayani take all. I want that only, in search of which you are renouncing this. See, when that feeling comes within, not only feeling, when the determination, firm determination comes with it, I want to realize that supreme. I want to have that ultimate happiness, bliss. I am not at all interested in the temporal happiness of this world. No. All these are coming and going. I am in search of final happiness. When one is in search of that final happiness, he is entering into sannyasa. That is how one becomes a monk. That is the plain answer. You can elaborate this topic with the help of so many scriptures, but this is the plain answer. So when you are for the pleasures of the world, you can have that. But when you are for realizing that ultimate wisdom, ultimate happiness, ultimate bliss, all this becomes immaterial for you. It is not that you are getting rid of anything. No. But it is a spontaneous becoming immaterial, irrelevant. That is the position of a monk. Why do we keep silence during the dinner? We are not keeping silence, we are talking. But we must keep silence. Why?
We didn't get the...
Huh?
We didn't get the question, sorry. Why do we keep silence?
Why do we keep silence during the dinner? When we have food, when we are taking food, we have to be silent. Why? We are we are not keeping silence, we are talking and eating. But we must keep silence. Why? Because one, you are doing a yajna. Yajna is not sitting before fire and offering with the help of some mantras to fire. No, that is yajna of course, but eating itself is a yajna. So you are worshipping. You are worshipping the God within. There is a fire within. Within our stomach there is a homakunta. And the God is there in the form of fire. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. I am residing in your stomach as fire, and I am consuming what you are offering. So eating is offering. Offering is not offering some coins to churches or mosques or temples. No. Eating is an offering. And God is here. See, that is a concept. So while performing yajna, we must fully be devoted. Without doing anything else, we have to perform that yajna. So, while eating food, we must not talk. 2. When we talk, we are opening and closing our mouth and tongue is moving, so food particles will fall into the plate of next who is sitting to us. That is not considered as auspicious. No. So we must not talk. And third is, our mouth and nose are interconnected. And sometimes, if we are talking while we eat, food particles will go to nose and thereby to lungs. Then air will be struck and we will struggle. Sometimes, some casualty may happen. Even death may come. So it is taught, while eating, we must not talk. Finished. So, how I am supposed to prioritize between family life and yoga practice. A householder, whether husband or wife, whoever he be or she be, householder is a householder, and he must observe dharma prescribed for a householder. So keeping that dharma, we have to do all other activities. Yogic practices can be done along with householder's life. Nobody is asking you to renounce the world and accept sannyasa to practice yoga. No. Yoga is, after all, an attitude. Yoga is developing an attitude towards life. Keeping equanimity always. All the time, dualities comes in our life, in the life of a householder. Not only in the life of householder, as long as we are in the world, dualities comes. If there is light, there is darkness. If there is happiness, there is sorrow. If there is pleasure, there is pain. We must accept both. We must accept both. Big equanimity of mind. Unchanged. That equanimity is yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga is equanimity. Keeping equal stature within when dualities comes and goes. That is yoga. So it is required for a householder. So he must strike a balance, do all duties, do all works of the world, and at the same time, daily give some time for practice. And see, yoga is not something you are going and practicing for half an hour or 1 hour. Yoga is the pattern of life you are accepting or you are leading the whole day. Yogi is not a yogi for half an hour or 1 hour and 23 hours non-yogi. No. Yogi is a yogi when he is 24 hours yogi. So we are keeping that attitude within and working in this world. But to maintain that, we must set apart some time for practices. That must not contradict with our householders' duties. Such a time we must find out and practice diligently, daily, without fail. Abhyasa, practice, it must be there. And all other time we must keep that mood with it. Equanimity we have to keep. Sometimes waves will come because so many grave situations will come in our life. But if you are practicing yoga with the correct vision, you can overcome all those. We can do our duty. At the same time, we can be above all the phenomenal plane. So sitting above, we can do everything without being entangled. That technique is yoga. So a yogi can lead a householder's life, there is no doubt. This technique we have to find ourselves because situation changes, differs with each individual. The problem of one person will be entirely different from the problem of another person. But if we are having regular practice and studies and observations, there is no doubt we can rise above all dualities. Be in the world, but don't be mixed with the world. Without being entangled, we can be above. There is no doubt in that. What is the sense of loyalty, especially regarding between a couple? Why do we have many friends and not many lovers or husbands? Why cannot behave exactly the same way with both? And what can be there is one word I cannot read, about it. Don't you think love should prevail? what are the consequences of 5? No, not 5. 6 according to you. See, there was a professor. He was a professor of cost accountancy. A professor in the college, in a normal college. He used to give lectures. At the same time, he will draw on the blackboard a diagram which is entirely different from the topic which he is lecturing. And at the same time, he will be observing all students in that classroom. And at the same time, he will be planning to take the next lesson without fail. So, 4 matters he was keeping together. And he was a good professor. But normal men cannot be so. Normal men cannot be so. When one is doing one work, he will be in that. If you can do 1,000 works together, do that. Then such a question will not come. Question comes because we are not able to do that. See, in the Ashtottara Shatanama of Sri Krishna, that is 108 names of Sri Krishna, there is a name, Nitya Brahmachari. Nitya Brahmachari means always celibate. 100% celibate. And Sri Krishna had 8 wives. And in each wife 10 children. So 80 children. In marital relations, in extramarital, how many he had, even he do not know. Then why should we think about it? Still, he was a celibate. How it can be? How it can be? Just think. Bhagavan Sri Rama, he was called Ahimsaka by Valmiki in the Ramayana. In the Ramayana there is the name Ahimsaka, one who is above all violence, non-killing, above violence. That was the name of Sri Rama. And Sri Rama, he killed 100,000 Rakshasas. Only within 1 hour, he killed 14,000 Rakshasas in a battle. And still his name is not killing. How it can be? So take these questions within, try to find out an answer, and we can read and answer this question tomorrow. But these are preliminary points for getting at an answer for this question. So this is a deep question. You may be lightly asked, but the question is so deep. We can discuss that tomorrow. But for that, this you must keep within. How Sri Krishna was a celibate, brahmachari, and how Sri Rama was an ahimsaka, non-violent man. If we can get answers to that, You can marry as many as you like. You can mingle with as many as you like. Or otherwise. We must be truthful to ourselves, no? I am not such a great one. I have attachments. If we realize so, we must be very careful in this life when mingling with this world, protecting ourselves, keeping a shield around us. And we are above this world. We can do as we like. This is not the correct answer, but to reach at the correct answer, these points we have to keep in mind. And we can take this tomorrow. Very good. Now we can conclude. I think as there are so many questions, we can devote more time for that. Because it is more practical. It is from the practical plane also. So we can devote more time for that. You can ask whatever you want to ask. There is no any limitation, no hesitation, nothing. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.